Hello, 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 guys. Welcome to this live broadcast. Welcome to Workouts for Older Men Live. I am Skip LaCour. I'm so glad you are here joining me for this live training session. I'm going to be training in real time. This isn't recorded. There are no do-overs, no edited video. I'm going to be training back in biceps for you today. Again, thank you so much for joining me for Workouts for Older Men Live. When you come on to this live broadcast, make sure that you say hello. Tell me where you're watching me from. Tell me what you're loving about these Workouts for Older Men Live. It doesn't matter if you're watching me on Facebook or on YouTube live for this back and bicep workout. I am so glad you're here. In addition to this back and bicep workout, I'm going to be answering your questions live. Now, I'm going to do my very best. I've got a lot of camera work, so I got a lot of lighting to take care of. I want to really focus on working out. I want to give you a real life demonstration of how I work out, how I move in the gym, how I approach the weights, and how I actually train. And so that's what I'm doing here for you with this back and bicep workout today. So I want to concentrate on that. I want to do a really good job of concentrating my workout, even though you're joining me from all over the world, all right, and get the right camera angles where you can really enjoy the experience. But continue to post your questions, your comments, your suggestions throughout this live broadcast. It's very early in the morning here on the West Coast. Me coming to you for this Workouts for Older Men Live. My wife, Carrie, is at home, and she'll be taking all of your questions from YouTube and on Facebook, and then posting them to me, and so that I'll have them. Here's the great thing about it. The best questions that are asked, I have prizes for you. I have prizes for you. Best questions asked, my MANformation Labs, creatine monohydrate, 350 grams, absolutely free. We had several winners yesterday, and I'm going to talk about those winners. Best questions asked. Fill out that questionnaire too. I have a link down below. Fill out that questionnaire. Tell me all about you. Tell me about what you're doing, what your challenges are. I reach out to my guys, my older guys, right, with the busy, productive lives. I'll reach out to you by text, by email, to really support you in your efforts. I take. If you want to know how I know so much, how I can help you so much, I'm climbing inside of your mind, the challenges that you're faced, because I take the time and I talk to so many men just like you around the world. Post down below if I've actually talked to you. Let these other older men who really want to master their health and fitness that I really actually do call. Yesterday I did call a gentleman. He said, "Is this really Skip LaCour, or is this one of his associates or employees?" It's really me who's giving you a call. So go to that questionnaire, fill it out completely, play all out. When I see that you're playing all out, I'm going to reach out to you and help you in your efforts. All right, that's at the questionnaire, specifically for older men. All right, that's who I really specialize in helping. So you asked the best questions today. One of the prizes are my MANformation Labs creatine monohydrates. Simple, pure, effective creatine monohydrates. One of the very few supplements. A lot of times, they put supplements in this broad category. Are supplements necessary? I mean, all supplements aren't created equally. One of your staple, tried and true, over the last 20 plus years is creatine monohydrate in its simple form. And that's what I have for MANformation Labs, and that's one of the prizes that I'm giving away. In addition to that, I'm giving away MANformation Labs t-shirts, right? Best questions asked, post them all throughout this live broadcast. You want to get one of these MANformation Labs t-shirts. In addition to that, I want to let you guys know, you see the MANformation Labs logo here. These shirts, right? So you can have these actual shirts that I'm training with. We're coming out with those soon. All right, so go to MANformation Labs, make sure you're on that list too. And so all of everything we're coming out with MANformation Labs, all right? In addition to that, and here's the best prize, I think, is I want to end your confusion, frustration, and overwhelm. You're getting so much information out there. A lot of it's from the younger, more passionate fitness experts, right? You want someone your age going through the journey just like you, who lives your life. One-on-one coaching sessions with me. I'm giving out 1 hour coaching sessions. That's one of the prizes too. So I've got a lot lot of great questions yesterday, and I've been sending you direct messages. I'm going to continue to do that again throughout this entire workout. I'm going to focus on my workout during this time, but I want all throughout the workout, post your questions, your comments, your suggestions down below. All right, again, today I'm so glad you are here for this special Workouts for Older Men Live, and I'm going to be training back and biceps. That workout is posted down below. This is actual time. I mean, I just got to the gym. I did set up all the cameras so I could do this presentation for you, but I haven't warmed up at all. I haven't pumped up. I haven't done anything. So this is exactly how I warm up. I go through the process. This is my first week back from training, so I took a break. So I'm going to be training in the 6 to 8 rep range. Also, you know, judging my strength, I want to make sure I tax myself in this first week back, but I also want to make sure that I really focus on the mind-muscle connection, and I don't get too ambitious with the weight, and at the same time, I want to push myself, so I don't want to be too conservative, right? So finding that happy balance right here in this new training routine for me after a week off, that's going to be the challenge, and that's what I'm going to be focusing on. So if you have if you have questions about this particular workout, anything that you see, if you have any questions that you saw on yesterday's chest and tricep workout, any questions, Moshashi asked about being a fitness professional. He had questions about that. I'll answer that today. Supplement questions, nutrition questions, lifestyle questions, all right? We're going through a unique journey when we're a little bit older, and I want to help you become your best both inside and outside of the gym. That's what this Workouts for Older Men Live is. That's what we want. We want more certainty, control, and confidence for working out. And sometimes that can be the really cornerstone to getting your entire life, becoming that total package. All right, so let's get to this workout. Again, post your questions, your comments, your suggestions down below. You're going to see me focusing on my workout. But my wife, Carrie, is going to be fielding all of your questions and your names from YouTube and Facebook. And so at the end of this workout, I'm going to take whatever time we have left. Yesterday we spent a half an hour doing questions and answers. So I'm going to take the time, and again, I'm going to award those prizes to the best questions asked. All right, so here we go. All right. Right, so I'm starting off with Barbell Rows for back, and going to just start through the warm-up process. So just watch me here again. If you have any questions, just continue to post those as we go along, and I'll get all of them before we log off here. Couple things, guys. I'm going to take as much time as I need between sets. Right, I take 2 to 3 minutes in between sets to make sure I get 100% of my strength back or close to it, and I stay focused and I keep my momentum going. All right. When I get into the heavy working sets in the 6 to 8 rep range, that mind-muscle connection, but also challenge myself with weight. Again, I want to make sure I get close to 100% of my strength back. I am not going to hurry from set to set to set. It's not necessary with the weight, form, fill, and execution that I do, the amount of volume that I do. You don't need to speed it up. That isn't going to help you burn fat, right? Training is for the muscle building process, initiating that process by progressive overload. You need as close to 100% of your strength back. As far as warming up, how many warm-up sets that I do, I'm going to really take my time through this warm-up process. And I don't worry about, like, do I use 20%, 40%, 60% of my maximum weight? I don't really worry about that. The overriding principle when it comes to warming up is that I want to use the fewest amount of reps, the fewest amount of warm-up sets, the lightest weight, right, possible. But I want to be physically and mentally ready for the taxing overload sets, because those are the ones that count, all right? So, it's a process, it's a feel, but the overriding principle is to do the least amount of sets, reps, weight, but get completely warmed up, because when it's time to hit it, it's time to hit it. You'll see I won't warm up with any of the other exercises for back afterwards. It's all done here, so I'll really take my time at the beginning. I've been asked why I use this platform when I do these barbell rows, and it's simply when I use the larger 45-pound plate. It just gives me a little bit of clearance so I can get go down a little bit further for a longer range of motion. That's it. That's the reason why. Again, guys, continue posting your questions, your comments, your suggestions down below. Anything you see, any questions you have at all, anything that we talk about in these workouts for Older Men Live, I'm getting all of your questions. My wife is at home logging them all down. At the end of this training session, I'm going to answer all your questions live, right? Take all the time needed. All right, so I have 3 sets here, 6 to 8 rep range, first week back. I think this is where I'm gonna stay for my 3 working sets. So the warm-up is done at this point. thinking about this, guys, too, is that doing back with biceps, this is warming up my biceps. So you'll see that when I switch the body part, you won't see me go through a big elaborate warm-up process. And again, after this first exercise, after you've warmed up, I'm going straight to the taxing rate. In most cases, I'll tell you when I'm not. So this warm-up process and the first exercise sets the whole tone for your entire workout when you have the right mindset, when you do it right. By right, meaning MANformation training. A lot of great questions coming in here, so continue to post that. David, Musashi, Steve, right? Continue again. Your questions on YouTube and on Facebook, they're being fed to me, and at the end of this training, I'll go through answer all your questions. All right. So continue posting those. Again, prizes. MANformation Labs Creatine Monohydrate, MANformation Labs t-shirts, and one-on-one coaching sessions with me for the best questions asked. So continue posting that. Whew. Whew. So in this first week back, right, I want to figure out that perfect balance between challenging myself with a heavy weight. Again, always when I say heavy weight, just assume that form, feel, and execution is always top priority while I'm lifting the heavy weight. Right? I want to shoot for that 6 to 8 rep range. Right? I want to stay within that first week back. It's a guessing game, right? And you're always not going to be perfect, but if you take good notes as you go, you progress with this workout. For me, it's the next 8 to 10 weeks. I'll get better and better at it. Keep those questions coming, guys. All right, so that concludes the back portion of this workout. Maybe you can notice this first week back, probably getting a little ambitious with the weight. Always got to challenge myself and make adjustments along the way, right? You want to, again, when I say weight, just remember that form, feel, and execution, mind-muscle connection, always the most important thing while you're challenging yourself to more weight too. On this first week back, in the 6 to 8 rep range, want to make sure I set the tone for the coming weeks with, good form, feel, and execution. You don't have to go lighter on the weight. If you're watching closely in these 4 exercises that I've done, I'm still finding my way. What is the challenging weight And when I see that it's challenging, I'm not feeling it the way I should, and then I just drop it down, I don't know, just slightly, it seems like. And all of a sudden, the weight's too light, right? So sometimes it's because of the weight. Sometimes I just wasn't quite ready for it. Coming back to this workout, this exercise, its placement in the order just feels different. And the second time I touch the barbell, the dumbbell, the apparatus, I'm just more mentally ready. So sometimes it's not the weight. It's the game, it's the challenge as we do all this. All right, so let's go to biceps. I'm going to do warm-up. I'm going to warm my biceps up. Even though they did get work with the back workout, I'm gonna warm myself up here. Biceps. And sometimes you don't need any weight, and you're feeling that pump already. Move this thing up, huh? I'll get the second set closer. All right, my first instinct on this first week back is to lighten it up a little bit because I barely got to 6. But learning and challenging myself from what I just talked about, it's a whole different feel than the last workout that I did. After my break, I'm going to assume that my body and mind was just getting used to this weight on this first set. And I'm going to assume, I'm going to expect the best, that in the second set, it's going to adjust and that it's not going to feel as heavy. And I won't have such a challenge to get to the 6th rep. So that's the plan at least, right? Things in that mind. We'll see. Those are the type of things I think about as I'm challenging myself. Making a game out of this, right? We spend all this time in the gym. Let's have fun with it. I know when we're a little bit older, always got to have those adventures in life, right? Time for us. That's what I want to help you do. Have more fun with this journey, this adventure. Make a game out of it. You got your responsibilities, your family, all those things that you take care of. This time is for you. I want to help you become better at what you do. Enjoy what you do even more. That's what this Workouts for Older Men Live is, and that's why this message from the mindset to the lifestyle to the application of the strategies is all designed for older men like you and me. Easy, productive lives. And we want to look great, and we want to be healthy, and we want to have fun with this challenge, this journey. I said I'd get you guys up closer to the muscle. Again, guys, keep on posting your questions, your comments, your suggestions down below. Win prizes, one-on-one coaching with me, mass machine, get this whole mindset along with it. Your MANformation, your journey, one-on-one coaching sessions with me, that's the big prize. We record the call, you'll have it forever. One-on-one time with me again. I love the likes, the shares that you're doing too. I appreciate that. Notice on those, when I'm in that middle and it's like doing that controlled type of cheating, notice how I compose myself. As soon as I get it past that point, I don't continue going back. I slow it down and lean back in, so get it back to where it needs to go. All right. Probably didn't wait quite long enough on that set. You can tell from the minute you pick it up sometimes if that set is going to be challenging. But you want to block that out. I can tell when I first picked up the dumbbells that either this is going to be really heavy or I didn't wait quite long enough. I'm not really into the pump. You know, a lot of guys, they don't think they have a good workout unless they have the pump. But I'll tell you what, these last couple days coming back, really feeling the pump, you know, more than I ever have. And that's the thing about the pump. It's like you're just going past a threshold that you haven't gone lately or before. You can't always do that. It's easy to do it when you take a week or so off of training, right? It does feel good though, but it's not dependent on after overloading the muscle and stimulating growth. Can't go down and weight. I'm not going under. It's just funny, the weight sometimes, you know, depending on if you do a bicep workout first or after back workout. After week, they wear the back the bicep, whatever the routine where it fits during your week, all makes a difference on the dumbbells. You know, a lot of times guys go for like what their personal best is. Well, your personal best is going to be dependent on that particular routine, routine in the training cycle and those type of things. All right. Now, did you notice how easier that second set was for me? So that was my fourth set for biceps. The second set for those alternating dumbbell curls. But the fourth set, all right, is easier than the first three. So you might think, well, what is that? Is that because they didn't warm up properly? No, I don't think that's it. I think your mind is strong. It can adapt to the challenge in front of you. That's why you always got to be pushing yourself. You can't assume that you have to back down or you're going to do the same or less on the next set just because of the set before it. Every set you got to take and see as a self-contained unit. Challenge yourself more. It's not a big deal if I've only got 5 reps, right? It's not a big deal. It's not like you failed. It's not like if I got to 6 to 8, it's a 10 out of 10. And if I only got 5, 5.5, it's a 0, right? But see what you gain with the mindset, right? What do you gain? These lessons that I'm sharing with you, it's because I push myself. And so you'll notice that in your workouts too. Again, we want to make a game out of these slight differences. Are they going to gain you 10 more pounds of muscle? Probably not, all right? But we want to do, if we're going to do this, we want to break it down, have fun with it, make it a journey and adventure. All right, so now I'm to the last exercise of biceps and also this workout, and that is hammer curls. It's good. You guys see this at a different angle, huh? Oh. It's tough lifting up my arms now. Feeling it. All right. Last set, best set, right? Man, I'm feeling such a pump in my arms. It's tough to get my shirt off. Figure I got 6 pounds to lose in the next 5 weeks. 6 pounds to lose. If you don't know that, I'm gearing down for my 57th birthday in 5 weeks. All right, so I'm going to gear down. I might do this my birthday weekend here in 5 weeks. I'll do the same workout that I've done, that I did yesterday's workout and today's workout. That birthday weekend, I'll do the same exact workout. So you'll see how my body has changed, how the progression of 5 weeks of focus, what that's done too. All right, last set. All right, you guys ready for some questions and answers? Post those down below. I'm going to set up here. I'm going to field all of your questions. Got a lot of time here. Should have a good 25 minutes to do your questions. Good morning, Ron. Good morning, Masashi. Good morning, Dale, over on Facebook. All right. All right. So, catch my breath here. And give me a moment to set up. right, again, post your comments, your questions. Right, now is the time. Now is the time. Catch my breath here, guys. All right. Some great sound here. You guys got your questions? All right, let's see here. All right, looks good, looks good. All right. You guys ready? All right. Get this all set up, guys. See here, Dale. Hey, Skip. In your nutrition plan, are you 1-to-1 protein carbs or higher on the carbs? Probably have more carbs than protein. If you go to skiplacour.com, oh my God, my arms are pumped. Can't even lift them right now. You know what I tell you? It's the creatine monohydrate too. Been reintroduced it this past week too. Definitely feeling that difference. But if you go to skiplacour.com/diet, skiplacour.com/diet, you'll see my current nutrition plan. Actually, if you guys have noticed how I've been getting lean and ripped over the last 2 years, this is pretty much my staple diet over the last 2 years, right? So it's at skiplacour.com/diet. All right, let's do this. All right. All right, guys. So now I'm answering your questions. Again, the top prize is a one-on-one coaching session with me. Had several winners yesterday, and I check your direct messages, let you know. But I'm giving out free bottles of my MANformation Labs Creatine Monohydrate, 350 grams, right? Absolutely free for the best questions. If I use your questions, then I'll alert you if yours won for the best questions. And continue, if you're watching this in replay version, continue posting your questions down below. You could still win, even if you're not watching it live. MANformation Labs t-shirts, absolutely free. Best questions asked. And by the way, these workout shirts that you see me in, with the logo here, those are coming soon. All right, so look at that question. I did see during my workout, asked if these shirts were on Amazon.com yet. Not yet. The t-shirts are, I believe, on our Amazon.com. Check that out. I'll post that link down below. All right, so let's get to your questions. Oh wow, running out of time here, right? So let's be fast. All right. All right, so Roy asked, what supplements do I take besides creatine? Right now, that is all I'm taking right now is creatine monohydrate. If you go to MANformation Labs, you'll see what I'm doing with MANformation Labs. The foundation product is creatine monohydrate. It's safe, it's effective, it's pure, it's simple. It's been around, time tested. It's for the last 20 years. Stayed on the market, not like these supplements that come and go. There's a reason why they come and go. Right, so what you can expect from me and from MANformation Labs, just like with the training and nutrition information, it's no BS, directed to the point. And so right now, MANformation Labs, I do have a couple products that are coming out, an iron tablet, and also something to help with your sleep. Those things are very important, basic, fundamental supplements. And again, it's a great question, Roy. A lot of guys ask me, what supplements do I recommend, or how important are supplements? And they put supplements in a big, giant category, like they're all the same, right? They all have equal value. It's not true. Some are definitely more effective than others. Some are basic, foundational staples that you want to use. Some are maybe give you that little extra edge. I'm not going to argue with the science. I wasn't in the lab doing that, doing the science, I can't intelligently argue with that science. But sometimes with your training and your nutrition, that's what's going to take you. It's going to build that muscle. It's going to keep you lean, help you lose that fat, and then the supplements are just there to help you. The question is how much will they help you? Most of the men who I work with, they just need to bear down on their nutrition more, their training more, and the supplements come after that. All right, hold on one second. Rattle off these questions here. Great question, Roy. All right, so Roy asked, how long do I rest between sets? Right, how long do I rest between sets? The simple answer is long enough to get as close to 100% of my strength back. All right, whatever it takes, as long as it takes to get as close to 100% of my strength back. Now you have to remember what my goals are is to build as much muscle as humanly possible, and that's what weight training is for. It's to progressively overload, to challenge the muscles, to grow, to stimulate with one more rep, 5 more pounds with that excellent, concentrated form, feel, and execution. All right, that's what weight training is for. It's not to burn fat. All right, I don't use it as sports performance, so there's no need for me to hurry from set to set to set. right? I want as close to 100% of my strength back. I'm using fewer sets, fewer reps, more weight to get the job done in a shorter period of time. All right, so I'm going to need to have 100% of my strength back. There's no hurry for me to go to set to set to set because the amount of sets that I do, I could get done in 45 minutes, right? And again, I don't use rest between sets as a way to burn more calories. A very ineffective way, not an efficient way to burn calories by rushing from set to set to set. Sure, that will get you winded, but how many calories is it going to really burn? I just be a little bit tighter on my diet. If you rush from set to set to set, it's going to take away from your ability to really push yourself to get one more rep with 5 more pounds. And then that will become your standard, just because you didn't rest long enough. Right? So if you're resting for athletic performance, that's one thing. If you're hurrying between set to set for athletic performance, okay, that's one thing. That's your goal. Right? Most of the men who I work with are just trying to build muscle, and that's what weight training is for. Again, if you believe that moving from set to set to set in a faster manner is going to help you burn calories and lose body fat, save that for your nutrition, save that for cardiovascular training. Right? So I rest 2 to 3 minutes. It really depends on the exercise, right? Squats will be a lot different than just say dumbbell curls. It's about 2 to 3 minutes. Again, as close to getting 100% of my strength back. And here's the other caveat to that. As long as it takes to get my 100% of my strength back, but making sure that I keep my focus and concentration and my momentum going. Right, so that's going to depend on the exercise of a training partner, if you load the weights, those type of things. Don't use a stopwatch, it's by feel, right? It's about 2 to 3 minutes. Again, the overriding principle is I rest long enough to get as close to 100% of my strength back so I can really tax that self-contained unit, that set all by itself, to push myself for that 1 more rep, 5 more pounds, better form, feel, and execution. So that's how long I rest in between sets. All right, great question, Roy. Let's see here. Okay, so I had a question you asked about what will I do if I stay on the same weight on a dumbbell curl for a few weeks? Can you not make it past a boundary of 6 reps? So, who win? All right, who went over on YouTube? He asked, okay, so what if I am using a particular amount of weight, just say on dumbbell curls? All right, and I'm working hard, I'm challenging myself, all the things that we talk about. You're making a game out of every single set. What if, I just say 50 pounds and I can't get past 6 reps, right? What do you do in that case? Well, again, weight and reps, that's part of the equation, but also form, feel, and execution. There is, when you really get into it, there can be huge differences in the amount of feel from that flow, the execution of the actual exercise. Again, that mind-muscle connection. So that can be improved. That's not so much of a concrete thing like reps. You can count those, weight, you can see how much that is. They're more measurable, whereas that mind-muscle connection is not. So now you've got to remember something. You're fighting for that 1 rep, that 5 more pounds. That's a game, that's the challenge of it. But at the same time, if you're stuck on a good challenging weight, a good challenging rep, you are bearing down and you're getting more of that form, feel, and execution. In no way should you see that as a defeat, right? Remember, training is very important and it's fun. That's what we focus on a lot. But in the big picture, it's just one brick in that wall. All right, 1 brick in that wall, you get that 1 more rep with those 5 more pounds. That's great. 10 out of 10, you're training optimally and you're having a great time doing it. But that doesn't mean just because you stay on that same amount of reps with the same amount of weight and you're pushing yourself hard, doesn't mean you go all the way back to 0 and you feel like you're losing the game just because you're not progressing. All right, that amount of effort might be an 8 or a 9. Now we want to shoot for 10s, but we don't want to feel as though we're losing the game just because we're not progressing all the time. There's a lot of different ways to progress, and sometimes just keep on keeping on at a high standard. That done over time. Supported by great nutritional habits. You're going to look great, you're going to feel great every step along the way. So we got to make sure that we can measure that we're winning when we're winning, so we enjoy the process and we keep on going, right? So that's a great question there. Let's see here. On the, I had a question, I think that's Miro. Does it make a difference using the bench to do one-arm rows? You saw me do the dumbbell rows for back. Does it make a difference using the bench, as you saw me do, or using the rack? No, it doesn't. Just going to a different angle of your body, maybe a little bit lower in the support, but no, you're still rowing that mind-muscle connection with the back. It doesn't make a difference. It could be preference too, right? Those slight differences don't make huge differences. They can make a big difference in the way you feel it, but if you do it one way or the other, right? It isn't like one is a 10 and the other is a 0, right? So, try both ways, see if you feel it differently, but both of them work very well, especially if you're really focusing on that mind-muscle connection. I just prefer it that way, right? Pulling the weight in a straight line rather than, moving around and doing that way. But they're both great. They'll both work well. So Jason asked a great question. Why do I go 6 to 8 reps sometimes and not 4 to 6 in the rep range? All right. See, I know it's not about the amount of reps that you use. That's really not what this is all about, right? Because I can do more reps and less weight with great mind-muscle connection, and that can get the job done as using more weight and less reps, right? See, I've trained so long with this real intensity, right? I know what intensity is. A lot of times if you don't feel it, you don't know what you're missing. You might be doing, well, I'm doing 6 reps. I don't look like Skip. I can't do that. Well, the mind plays a very important part. I've taken myself to that level, and I realize, at this age, for my priorities and what I'm doing, I'm not willing to put in that willpower, focus, energy, and time. I know it. I know my mental limitations with everything that I've got going on. Knowing that and knowing that that concentration is so important to get the most out of every set when you have this type of rep scheme, I know what my strengths are and my weaknesses. I know what I have to do. All right, so I'm going to have to do more reps if I'm not willing to do that. And another thing too is that when I was doing the 4 to 6 and mastering what it takes to do that, I had a training partner to spot me if I were to fail, training partner to help me rack the weights, those type of things too. So if I'm not going to lift as much weight with that form, feel, and execution, I'm going to have to do more reps, right? I'm going to have to do more reps, all right? Again, it's not the rep scheme, it's what we put into it. I am just very self-aware of what I'm doing and what I'm not doing. So if I'm not going to execute the way I know I should using fewer reps with that weight, with that mind-muscle connection, I'm going to have to do more reps, right? So that's just the balance of it. And a lot of guys I see train, send me clips, those types of things. They're really not using the lower rep scheme. They think they are, but a little bit of coaching and guiding and pushing them for more, they'll realize that there's a lot more they can get out of it. They just don't know it yet. I do know it, right? Again, whether you use less weight with more reps or more weight with fewer reps should equal the same when you're applying yourself. You're really applying yourself. And that's the game of it. It's constantly challenge yourself more to see what you're truly capable of and not just settling for amount of a rep scheme. It's a great question, though, Jason. Right. All right, let's see here. More questions here. Wanted to answer Musashi's question. He asked me a question. He sees what he's been following, and he admires that I'm doing what I love to do, and I'm sharing my passion and knowledge with others. And I have a lot of men who ask me, what does it take to be this type of fitness influencer coach? And he asked me if, do you need to have bodybuilding titles as a source of credibility to be a great coach? All right. Now, it doesn't hurt if you have an internet full of pictures of you winning trophies on stage. That's influential. That obviously you are the product of the product that you preach, right? That you pushed yourself and you are rewarded for your efforts. Definitely that is a source of credibility. But is your success as a coach helping other people? It's dependent on Bodybuilding trophies? No way, not at all. As a matter of fact, if you depend too much on your trophies, what you did with your body in the past, and you think that is going to make you a great coach, you're going to have a real challenge. You're going to really have a real challenge relating to the people you want to help. And also you're going to have a really tough time with the business aspect of this. And the most important part, doesn't seem like it on the outside, a lot of men who I work with are just like me. They're passionate. They have a sincere desire to help other people. And, that's sets, reps. They want to help people improve their health, build that muscle, lose that body fat, live a healthy lifestyle. And that's great. But I'll tell you what, if you don't know the business aspect, how to present yourself, how to get more people who love you to be attracted to your message, and you don't get rewarded for your efforts. This is if you want to be a fitness professional. You're going to have a tough time continuing. Right? You're going to suffer. There's a whole business aspect of it. It has nothing to do with the art, nothing to do with the service, right? And that has nothing to do with whatever trophies that you want. As a matter of fact, some of the most successful coaches on the internet, if you see that, they don't necessarily have these amazing bodies or trophies to go along with it, right? But they know how to get results for the client. That takes a lot more than your personal experience, whatever that is. All right, there's a certain aspect to get more people. You want to help as many people as you can so you can continue doing this, right? If you can make this your business and your full-time business, and you can do it for 5 years, 10 years, the longer you you'll become better at helping other people, right? But if you can't sustain it, or you have to work a full-time job on top of it, which a lot of people do. I did for 8 years before I quit my full-time job. Right? If you're always suffering because you can't make it work for you, right? Then you're not going to be the greatest coach you can. So there's a lot of aspects to all of this. A lot of men come to me. I mean, this isn't what I talk about when I do these live broadcasts. I know that a lot of guys want to know how to build muscle and lose body fat. Right? But a lot of behind the scenes, a lot of men come to me, and we go on coaching journeys where I teach them exactly what I'm telling you. Right? How to present yourself, how to really target a certain market, which you need to do, but also, what's the service that you provide? How do you present the service that you provide, right? And for a lot of men, it's awakening. They just think that if they have a great body and they know what they're talking about, that they're going to be a great coach. A lot of men like Musashi believe that if they had trophies, and that would be so influential, and a lot of people will come to them as a coach. Very, very small part of this, and a lot of men who go on this journey, they want to do this, they want to help other people, they see what I do. There's a very rude awakening, and they get frustrated. You might see them on the internet. They say, well, why are they going to that guy? I don't understand that. I know this, this, and this. People are dumb or whatever. No, there's a whole business aspect that they're missing that isn't about the sets or in reps. Right? And I'll tell you, if you don't understand that, you're never going to reach your fullest to help other people. Right? So if you're interested in what I'm talking about, again, behind the scenes, to show you what I do. I mean, everything that I do, from these questions and answers to these live broadcasts, there's a certain business aspect to it. And if you learn that, in addition to the sets and reps and diet and helping other people, you'll be doing this a long time. You'll be doing this 30 years later, like me, maybe until you're 57 years old, like me too. So reach out, send me an email at skip@skiplacour.com if you're interested in doing that. Again, I do that behind the scene, take it through like a 12-week journey where I break it down. So again, if you want to live your passion, if you want to help other people, you want to know about that business aspect, you want to do both of them, work on both of them. I'll tell you one thing, guys. If this is something you want to do, this is an amazing game. There's so many facets to it, all right, that you don't see. And it's just an amazing game. If you love the whole journey of training and nutrition and learning how to balance all that and getting better and better, you add the element of the business aspects and the camera presentation and the blog writing. I mean, it's an amazing journey. Right, it's amazing. If you're interested in that, I want you to reach out to me at skip@skiplacour.com. We can talk about it, see if my coaching to help you become that fitness expert, all right, to understand how it all works, to go on this amazing journey. We'll see if it's a good fit for you. But that's a great question, Musashi. And Musashi, I know that you're in Japan, and we'll have to work through the language, but if you want to talk to me about that, reach out to me today, all right? I'll talk to you all about that, how you can become that fitness professional. All right, let's see. Continue posting your questions. I'm gonna take one more question here. So Steve asked about, do I have any, any tips on training or nutrition? He's 58 years old, right? Probably the biggest tip, and then he went in to talk about his training and things like that. Let's tell you, the biggest tip that I can give you, and I work with older men all the time, is that have fun with the training. Learn the different training routines. I have a lot of guys that are really into the different training. They just want to learn more about the science, about the training, different training routines, push themselves. They like hanging with the younger guys. A lot of the younger guys have so much respect for them, how they push themselves in the gym. The thing is that they look better than most of the men their age. All right? They're 58, 50, whatever it is. Right? But most men that are our age, they don't even train. So it doesn't really take a lot of training to look better than most. Right? You're in that top 20% easily, just by doing what you're doing. The challenge becomes when you have that stubborn body fat. All right? And you look closer to those guys who aren't even working out, but you want to look closer to me. What's the difference here? How can I look this way at 57? There's a big gap. There's a big gap between where you are and where I am. And I'll tell you, the reason why, and I talk to so many men in your position, it's the mindset. It's what you're perceiving as the priorities. All right? It's not necessarily that you're getting all of this conflicting information from all the fitness experts. You might see it that way. You might be interpreting that way. A lot of the fitness experts, they tell you that all the other fitness experts are wrong, which can confuse you even more. Right? A lot of times it's just your perception. You're great at your business, you're great with your family, and you come into this and you think that you should be at a higher level because you're a smart guy with a lot of references of success. And that is true. The challenge is just like anything else. There's a code, there's a pattern. And a lot of men, they get stuck on the way they perceive it. And it's never going to get them any further. They're always going to have that stubborn body fat. And they're always going to look better than the men their age, but they're not going to look closer to me. There's just a code to crack. A lot of times it comes just how you're prioritizing all of this information. You think you got it. Talk to a lot of smart men, they start giving up. They start believing that, well, it's my age, my testosterone levels, whatever it is, and they chalk it up to age or genetics, where I'm listening to them, how they're prioritizing the training and nutrition, how it all works together, their belief system. And they're just a little off. They're just a little off. It's what they're trying to perceive as what is being said. They're interpreting what is said by all this information that you're getting from the internet. I want you to reach out to me. I want you to fill out that questionnaire with that link that I have down below. When you fill that out, all right, you play all out. Tell me your situation. Tell me what you've done. Tell me what your frustrations, your challenges are, what your goals are in all areas of your life. I will reach out to you by phone call or by text. I will reach out to you. I want to help you crack this code. I want to help you figure out the pattern. All I do is talk to men who are just like you. That's all I do. I know the mindset, the psychology, as well as the sets and reps and the challenges we have with our age. I don't think there's anybody doing it to the level that I'm doing besides just the videos, right? Because you need one step further. It takes communication, all right? Let's start the process. I will give you a call. We'll crack that code. I mean, you're too smart. You're too successful. You want more enjoyment on this journey, this adventure with your training. I want to help you get more out of it, right? But again, it's just a slight shift in the way that you're thinking if you're like most of the men, right? You can do this. It's not too late to do this, right? You should probably just one or two things what you're not prioritizing in the right way, and it's making all the difference in the world. I want to help you crack that code. I want to help you figure out the pattern. So reach out to me, fill out that questionnaire, play all out, and I'll reach out to you. All right, so that's going to do it. Thank you so much for joining me for this back and bicep workout and these questions and answers. Continue posting your questions, your comments, your suggestions down below. I'll still be giving out prizes as I answer your questions. All right, so have a great day. Have an outstanding day. Have an awesome day. Thank you so much for joining me. Fill out those questionnaires. Visit the skiplacour.com website. Make sure you like this Facebook page. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you're getting my tips so you get all of this powerful information and inspiration. All right, have a great day.